Professor Rupak. Professor Rupak, if you're listening, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now you can on your video and we can start. So, dear participant, it is a great privilege for us today. We have a very senior professional and Professor Rupak Chakravarty, who is belong to the library and information science profession. Professor Rupak is working as a professor in Department of Library Information Science, Punjab University, Chandigarh, and he has a very strong background of the research, publishing very good paper, international and national journals, and very seriously involved in the research.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So he is today he is going to talk one of the important aspect, that is education. He going to talk today about the availability and authenticity tools for citation and reference. See, morning session also we talk about NIRF ranking, citation pattern, no, the research visibility and all. So now sir is going to talk and deliver his lecture on the citation pattern, which is a very important in the research, especially in the research, because a lot of plagiarism issue nowadays are there. Many times it happened without unknowingly we are coding some things and we don't know how to code, and because of that we found guilty. So really it is a very challenging area nowadays and challenging task of all the researchers. So sir is going to address that burning issue. So welcome you, sir, on behalf of the HRDC MzU Ministry. I welcome you in this 6th FIP program, and I am now handing over the session to you for your lecture.
Thank you, sir. At the very outset, I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude to the University of Mizoram, UGC, HRDC, Manoj, course coordinator, and all those who are actually involved in this 6th FIP. And also the participants, I'm thankful to, because they have joined to listen to my talk. So my topic is reliable and authentic tools for citation and reference management. So I am writing here reliable and authentic, but my advice would be also to at least know a few representative examples, especially when we talk about the e-books, e-journals, print journals. So tools are fine, tools are here to help us, but we should also know, and that should be based upon the citation style guide, which is being prescribed or recommended in your discipline. For example, we follow APA 7th edition. So knowing a little bit of the rules also helps, because sometimes you need to cross check what the software is giving. So yes, I am going to discuss about the tools, but I would also touch upon the some APA 7 standard guidelines, which will be very helpful. My limitation would be that I won't be going to Chicago or Harvard or MLA, because that will actually expand the presentation, but I will be limited to, while it comes to giving examples, I will be limited on focusing on APA 7. Fine. So the second part, if time permits, I will try to give you some demonstration how this tool works, because that is the only purpose, practical purpose. So this is a very interesting quote by Steve Jobs. You can read it. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust what the dots will somehow connect in your future. So citations are actually, if I see the philosophy, very philosophy of giving citation, this quotation actually fits, because you want to go to the future, but you will have to look forward, but will have to go to the backward. So it's all about connecting the dot. When was the first time a particular topic or an issue or concern was raised? So going back into history, so citations actually help us. They are the authentic and reliable method, well-established method of connecting these dots. and that's how we can propel to the future. We cannot say that we know everything, and the idea came to my mind in the first place, and I have not read anything, I haven't consulted any journal or any book, and I am knowledgeable by birth. So that cannot be true, because you will have to go back to your past also, because you need to connect the dots with the help of the citations. A citation is basically a reference to the source of information which you are using in your own research. So if you are using any piece of work in your work, your own work, then you give reference to that source of information, and that becomes a citation. Fine. It is a way of giving, it's called academic thanksgiving. I call it academic thanksgiving. It's attribution. It's giving credit to individuals for their intellectual work, because you cannot claim that you were the first person who actually is currently working on a particular area. So this is how the science grows. This is how the inventions are made. So we are dependent upon the previous work. So it is a way of giving credit and attribution. It is a way of saying academic thanksgiving. Right? So a citation tells us who, when, what, where. These are, you can say, basic four verticals which a particular citation. Right now, I'm using the word citation in general, but right now what you're seeing on your screen is a reference. So we'll talk later on what is in-text citation and what is the narrative citation, what is parenthetical citation, what is a reference entry, and what is a bibliography. So these terms sometimes are confusing. So I would actually like to clarify upon that. But right now we are seeing that what kind of information a citation has to tell. So who, when, what, where. So who means who is the author, what means what article it's all about. So on what topic the article has been written, what is the article title. Then where means you can say the place of the journal, the document in which it has been published. So it could be a journal title. So what is article title? Then we have a journal title, and then it will be complemented by a volume number, issue number, and where you can specify the page numbers and all that. And how, suppose it is a database, you are going to tell that. If it is a URL, I will tell you whether it has to be included or not. In APS 7, we are not going to include the URL. Then when and year in which it was published, and sometimes in some citation styles we need to mention the URL, or you have to mention the access date, when did you access it. And so these are the basic information which, so this actually, if you integrate all these kind of components, you are then actually able to identify the original source. So this is going to help you in tracing the original source. Fine. So like for this example, in this paper, if you can see from Routledge, there are so many authors. So we are labeling them as who. So who are the authors? And then when. Here, when is signifying the year. For example, 2018 is the year, when. Then we have what. That means the title of the article, the research paper title, that is what. Then we have where. That means you want to spell out the name of the journal, and obviously you would also like to tell us about the volume number, issue number, and DOI, that is digital object identifier. So that could also be a part of the component where. Fine. So the reason why we are giving citation, the main reason is to give credit. Like I said earlier, you want to give credit and attribution to those people who have worked before you, prior to your work you're doing. And now you are borrowing or taking something, some idea or some piece of work from the previous work. That's why you are trying to give the attribution. That is the main reason. Other reasons could be you are actually facilitating your readers and users to do further research, and you want to minimize the ambiguity, and you want to enhance the accuracy, and you also want to provide your work the credibility that this is the most current research work, and you also want to tell your user readers that you are one of the actually person who specializes in this topic. So it could be like you are the expert in that field. So accurate sources. So these are the reasons. So there are basically three purposes of citing a document. Perhaps the four reasons. First could be it has become mandatory. So when something becomes mandatory, then actually, yes, reasons can be given. but it is mandatory. So if you send any book chapter, any conference paper, any journal article without references, without citations, they are going to reject it straight away. So that way it becomes a mandate to give the citations or attributions, right? So proper credit to the authors, the words or text or ideas you are incorporating in your work, proper credit. Second is those who are reading, if they want to locate the same work, that is the source, how they will locate, how they can locate it. It is just by the references you are giving in your paper. They can actually locate that, identify that original source. And when you are citing your sources consistently and accurately, then you are also actually avoiding what is known as plagiarism, because plagiarism is one of the three cardinal sins, and three cardinal sins being FFP, falsification, then your fabrication and plagiarism. So all these three cardinal sins may, because if you are doing fabrication or falsification, even then, if you are not citing, then your case is actually ready for acquisition. So therefore, it is very important. Now in this slide, you can see the difference between what I was talking about in text citations. In text means within the text. So within the running text of paragraph, you are giving source reference to the original source. So that should be, ideally speaking, that should be very minimal, very short form, that is in text citation, within the text citation. But in case we are giving in text citation, you are also supposed to give its complete detail in the references. So if you see the 14 number is 14 and then 15 number is again a 15 number. So in the text, you are giving just a hint or clue. But if you are following this numbering, then when you come to the end of your paper, where it is you have mentioned your references, then you can get the complete detail, that is called reference list. Fine. You may wonder that why we are not having this full reference detail within the text, because that will actually reduce the readability, that is the flow of reading will be compromised. Therefore, we are supposed to give reference in detail at the end of our document, but we should give cross reference, that is in text citation within the text. So like you can see this also citation, first full line is in text citation, and later on you can see the full reference. So this you have understood. Very good. Now coming to differentiating between these terms, citation is going to appear within the text, in text citation, reference at the end of your document. But it could be an essay, it could be a chapter, or it could be a journal article. It is appearing at the end. Reference list is more or less the same thing. And reference list is the complete list. So if I say the second entry reference, it is just one entity, one entry. But when you say reference list, this means that all the citations which you have given as an in-text citation in the paragraph, now you are enumerating them, enlisting them at the end of the document in the form of list. So this is what basically list of references. So we call it reference list. Now comes the idea and topic of bibliography. So bibliography is again having given at the end of your document, but the case is the difference between bibliography and reference is that you might not have consulted it, or you might not have used it. You might have consulted it, but you have not used it. Reference list is essentially the sources which you have cited in your text, within your text. But bibliography, you have consulted, but not cited. You have not cited. So bibliography is much more comprehensive than the reference list. So reference list is the sources which you have consulted and cited both. But bibliography could be, some people say that bibliography may include the sources which haven't consulted. That could also be one of the thinking that something exists, I have not consulted, but I want to give as an bibliography, can be given. But the basic criteria, the similarity between these two are, they are both are given at the end of the document. Any scholarly work at the end you are given. So in some universities, they say research scholars have to write references. In some universities, there are variations, they write bibliography. I have also seen works in some universities where they write reference and bibliography, both terms you are using simultaneously. So it depends, but the basic difference is this only. So this similarities I have actually told you. Both the citations and bibliography and references, they are going to help us avoid the plagiarism. So this is the whole scenario why we are giving into this business of citation. It creates a cooperative ethical framework. It could be approached historically or current work. It helps us to understand the research, the topic, how evaluation took place. It helps us to share. It enhances the visibility, accessibility, recognition, authenticity, validity, and this is also required for academic integrity, and place your work in context. So suppose you have done some work, your work also has some kind of citation, reference. So now your work becomes the part and parcel of the whole scholarly communication, whole scholarly world. So you are going to place your work in context, and essentially you are going to give credit to previous authors, and it also ensures unbiased and credibility, enhances credibility. So this is the Sir Isaac Newton's letter to Robert, 1675. If I have seen further, it is by standing upon the shoulder of giants. Shoulder of giants, this tag must be familiar to you when you access Google Scholar. They write shoulders of giants. So this is the spirit of actually the citations. Now, talking about fabrication, falsification, plagiarism. Fabrication means there is nothing. There is the empty canvas, and out of the blue you create something. You have a nicely formatted research paper without any effort. This is called fabrication. Sorry, yeah, this is called fabrication. And falsification is when you are manipulating with your instruments, gadgets, devices, quantity and quality of chemicals, and any such thing. That is, manipulation is falsification. Fabrication is from zero to everything, and plagiarism is that, like, you are using the other's work and you are pretending as if you are the original author. But this whole system of citations and references, they actually protect us, and they prevent the actions, these three cardinal sins of FFP. Fine. And citations also help us in this imbibing this principle of FAIR, which is called findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. That means you can create bibliography, you can create references. Then it becomes interoperable. That means you can share it, disseminate it. You can use it in different systems, different databases. You can create as a Word file also. So this FAIR principle actually completely fits with the spirit of citation. Fine. Now, how to give citation or how to create the references? So for creating citations and references, we have so many style guides. I tell you, there could be more than around 10,000 citation style guides. And different disciplines have their own rules and structure and formatting structure to actually create in-text citation and a full reference entry. And the most common is like APA and MLA are very popular, quite popular, and we use APA. And there are many subjects where use MLA. They may use Harvard, Chicago. There are so many styles. Now, every citation style guide has a rule for in-text citations, that is the brief entry within the text, running text, and the bottom and reference list entries. So I would be taking some examples from APA referencing style. Now, further confusion arises when we talk about the APA 7 encourages the authors to use parenthetical citation. But yes, of course, narrative citations are okay, perfectly all right. Now, what is the difference between parenthetical citation and narrative citation? In the parenthetical citation, the author's surname and the year, they are in the parentheses, as simple as it can get. The author's surname or surnames, if there are more authors than one, they are in the parentheses. Narrative citation, the surname is out of the parentheses and only the year is in the parentheses. As the name suggests, narrative, narration. So perhaps sometimes you would like to focus on the person You want to, like, your focus is, you want to draw the attention of the reader towards a Smith. And in parenthetical citation, you are actually focusing on the idea or concept to the line, but not on a Smith. But narration, as if the person Smith is saying something to you, he wants to say something to you, then Smith comes out of the parenthesis. So it is narrative citation. So this becomes clear to you. Now, things become a bit complex when we say there are more than one author, or for example, we can say three authors, more than three authors, then 20 authors, 19 author, and 21 author. Let us see. But first, we will understand the difference between parenthetical citation and narrative citation. Now, reference list entry, as I've already said, this is at the end of the paper. And yes, there is one-to-one correspondence, because if you are not giving bibliography, if you are using your reference list entry, then there should be one-to-one correspondence with the in-text citation and your reference list. And most of the time, publishers want us to render them alphabetically. But yes, if you are using if for every in-text citation, there should be a corresponding reference list entry, and for vice versa, Fine. And citation style guides are very comprehensive. If I tell you that citation style guides also take care of the page margins, font type, font size, and the headers, the footers, the font size of the different headers, and how they will use bullets. So see, they have a complete structure for thesis also. So in India and many other countries, we follow the style guides partially. We are not actually using the complete citation style guide in total. So that is one thing I would like to tell you. Now, there is one case when we are supposed to write the title. So, for example, this first bullet, paraphrasing till the walkthrough, this is just a casually written sentence. But if you go to this URL, titlecaseconverter.com, I have tested it and it is useful. It will ask you to choose the citation style. So I have chosen APA 7, and then when I click the enter button, the second result was generated. So this title case, so what I am trying to say is that in APA, the rules are for everything you write in a document. But we use to extent, which is actually recommended by our institution, or which is recommended by the author guidelines for a given publisher. Fine. So this titlecaseconverter.com, you can use it as a free tool, and there is no sign up or login. If you want, you can use it. You can enter the raw title, and it will convert it to according to a citation style. Now, I'm going back, because this was the idea of parenthetical citation and narrative citation. And we have, at least for one author, I understand that you have the clarity now, the difference between parenthetical citation and narrative citation. Okay, fine. This is title case converter. The screenshot of the web page. You can choose the citation style and convert, and it will be done. Maybe this is not mandatory by many publishers to follow this this thing for title only, the title. But yes, if you want, you can try this. Now, APA 7 is also based on an author date system. And then you read it of parenthetical citation, the third bullet. Author date system of parenthetical citation. Like I said earlier, that it is asking you to emphasize or focus on parenthetical citation, but at the same time, narrative citations are perfectly all right, and they are permissible. They are being used. They are very popular, very popular. But the main thing which is in red, it says author date system. It's very simple. Author date means author surname, and date means year. That's it. So in the author date system, what we are doing is author's last name and year of publication. As you can see this example. Suppose you are using a book, and you want to give the page number of that book. So you can add like page 170. So this is also possible. You can do that. Right. So this is basically the author date system. Right? Date, year, author surname, and additionally, if you want, in case of book, you can give the page. Now this is one example, complete example. Now first paragraph, the black bullet, is the example of in-text citations. We have two authors and we are using ampersand, the symbol for A and D and Stewart and Simmons. Right? This is the paragraph, and this is typically a parenthetical citation because every surname, two of the surname, they are within the parenthesis. So this is parenthetical citation. Right? And the second example is reference list entry, and you can see how things change. Right? Now you see that Stewart and the first name as an abbreviation D and Simmons M. They have uh, they are appearing here, and then we give the full detail, and this could be a case of book. We have the title and the publisher, right? And this slide actually differentiates between the in-text citation with two authors and here, right? Now this is the difference between parenthetical and narrative, which I have already explained you. Nothing to worry. According to new research, Smith parenthetical, Smith is outside, is narrative. Very good. Now, when it's come to more than one author, like we have already seen that we are using ampersand. But this example of in-text citation, this is parenthetical citation. Fine. Now, when we are giving in-text citations, then we are using ampersand. Parenthetical citation, ampersand. Narrative citation, A and D and. So we should be careful when we are actually giving in-text citations in a paragraph, of course, obviously. Then if we are using parenthetical citation and we have say two authors, three authors, we are using ampersand. So first two authors may be common and second, third ampersand. If it is narrative, then the last and the previous one author will be separated by using the full this thing here, A and D and. We'll have to spell out and. So now we have understood what is in-text citation. We have understood what is the reference. We have understood what is the reference list. We understood what is bibliography. We have understood what is difference between reference list and bibliography. Now we have also understood what is parenthetical citation, what is narrative citation, and if there are more than one author, then how we are going to separate them. This much is clear to you. Fine. This is my assumption. This is clear to you because the slides I have prepared is very crystal clear. Fine. So this is very important because what I have observed that in our department also some of the scholars will actually use APA 6, some of the authors researchers will use APA 7, and some of them will use they will maintain the heterogeneity. That means you have somewhere you have APA 6, somewhere you have APA 7, and this could be case with many places, many universities. So there should be a complete switchover. Like if you still want to stick to APA 6, go ahead with it. But if you want to you cannot use the actually the mix bag both, because that actually there's some contradiction because different side, because citation style guides are rules, so you have to follow, and there are changes and departure from 6 to 7, so should make a decision. And now it was in the month of October 2019 when APA 7 was released, so quite a time. Now if you see the difference in APA 7, if there are 3 authors or more, 3, 4, 5. In text citation, we are using at all. Fine, this is clear to you. The only condition is at least 3 authors, minimum 3 authors. It starts with 3, not with 2, 3. In APA 7, our attention should be on APA 7. Okay, if you want to look at APA 6, then you'll find that 3 authors, there are 4 authors, and we are spelling the names of all of them, spelling out the names of all of them. But in APA 7, it starts with 3. So either 3 or more than 3, you are actually using dot, which is also known as eclipse. Am I right? Eclipse. Ellipsis? Eclipse. Okay, fine. So not dot actually. One interesting actually idea, I was like wondering that how many authors does it take to write a journal article. It is very interesting to know, and this is how we look forward towards guidance to citation style guides, because as their guide they will have to guide us. This is a very interesting paper. It was published in Physical Review Letters. This paper, 5,000 authors, 5154 to be very precise authors, and 33 pages. So 9 pages contains the actual research, and 24 pages, what has to be written, the references. So it's a 24 plus 9 makes it 33, and total number of authors is 5154. But we are saved because we have citation style guide, and we can adhere to that citation style guide. So we discussed about 3 and more than 3. Now, when we talk about the in-text citation, it doesn't make any difference because it is 3 or it is 20, in-text citation remains the same. But when we come to the reference list entry and we have 20 or more, then what we are going to do? In the reference list entry at the end of the work, we need to include all the names in the reference. 20. And if it has more than 20, that means 21 forward onwards, then you are supposed to spell out the 19 names and then the ellipsis, 3 dots. This is what the rule says. So like if someone is using APA 7 and the case might be that there are 21 authors or 25 authors, we cannot actually do things for convenience. So the rules are there, and everything has some logic because they want to give at least attribution to say 19%. Up to 20, you are going to write 20. So let me show you an example that matter. This is an example where there are more than 20 authors and we are stopping at 19. More than 20, we are stopping at 19. Virattanen E and then followed by 3 ellipses. And then, so this is one. And you can see the parenthetical citation at the bottom. Narrative would be like this only. So this is an example of an article with more than 20 authors. I go back here, include only the first 19 names. So first 19 names, then you are putting 3 ellipses and then the final name. Last name, for example, if it has got, say, for example, 200. So 200th author surname. So here, this is Kovacs A. And between Virattanen E and Kovacs A, there could be 3, there are 3 ellipses, but there could be n number of authors between these 2 authors. Fine. And APA 7 also ask us to do away with this thing, retrieved form. APA 7, you won't find retrieved form. That retrieved form word has gone. Retrieved form word has gone. Then so location, New York, gone. This could be a book. This is a book, but no longer need to include the location of a source publisher. It's the book, it's gone. Then, for example, EPUB or Kindle, any reader, if you are using some format of an ebook, then no longer needed in citation. So this also goes. These are small things, but it matters. And proceeding further. Now, DOI, if you are not aware, DOI is just a string of numbers. It can be alphanumeric letters and symbols, and DOI gives you the permanent identification, which never changes, to your scholarly works. And nowadays, DOI is not free, it is paid. And nowadays, in fact, almost all of the publishers, when any article is accepted for publication, they are assigned the unique DOI. DOI is very user friendly because it helps to retrieve the document very quick, and each and every article of any issue of any volume will have its own unique DOI. Fine. Now you see the logic behind this evolution from APA 6 to APA 7. It also takes care of convenience. Earlier, we used to write DOI colon. Now, this requires a bit of customization because we have to actually delete HTTPS colon double forward slash DOI.org. We will have to customize it a lot because you have to delete the .org. Then you will have to delete whatever is coming before the alphabet D, HTTPS and all that. So to do away with this kind of extra efforts required for customization, we are having this complete URL, no strings attached, just copy and pasting can work if required, if need be so. So this is one thing about the DOI in APA 7. So this is a very common example when you see the bibliography or reference of any thesis or something. You will actually, if you know, you will be actually, your attention will be drawn towards something mix up you will find. So then we say that, okay, the person has used APA 6 and APA 7 both. So that brings some kind of contradiction, right? So this is one example, that author, date, article title, indent, okay, have to send spaces. This can be done, and DOI, journal title, volume, issue pages. I have highlighted this thing issue. Now APA 6, the issue was not a mandatory entity. That is volume 24, issue number 1. This issue number. In APA 7, it says that it should be, whenever available, it should be given. It is available. Suppose your software is unable to pick it, you may manually add that one thing or whatever the issue number may be. It's better to include the issue number also. Fine. And direct quotation. In direct quotation, you don't use any quotation. You start with a new line and intend the entire quote, and you can actually double space the entire quote, and it is verbatim actually. You are not actually trying to paraphrase it, because there's a difference between paraphrase and quotation. Paraphrasing, you are stating in your own words, but in direct quotation, it is as it is, 40 words or more. And then even if you are using a quote that is verbatim, 40 words or more you are copying, and your 0.5 inch indent, this is indent is 0.5 inch in MS Word, the word processor. So you need to give, but the ultimate thing is the last point, that is you need to give the citation. So nothing is special about it, only the way of rendering. But yeah, yes, I was going through the manual of Turnitin in software, and it says that whenever the software algorithm reaches to a place in the document where the content creator or author has used a quote as a quotation, and he or she has given a double space to it and 0.5 indent is there, because that is a verbatim thing, huh? That is a verbatim thing. Turnitin is programmed to skip that direct quote. It will skip. Fine, that's a different concept. Now the concept of the reference management system. So reference, for example, I work with Mendeley also as a Mendeley advisor, but my favorite tools are a bit different. Can someone confirm that my screen is visible and I am audible? Anyone, please? I'm audible and my screen is visible. I need confirmation from any one of you. Anyone? आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Can you see my screen? Is there a technical problem?
Sir, Rupak. Actually, all the participants, they are in webinar mode. Okay. Okay. They are interacting by the message. They are saying yes, yes.
Okay. It's perfectly all right. Fine. So reference management system actually a very user-friendly tool for researchers, because For them, the citations and references are a kind of asset, because without them, they cannot actually uh, write even the introduction part of it. If you talk about IMRAD structure, neither the introduction, what should I say, neither the review of literature can be completed without this thing. And when you are coming to your discussion part, again, after result section, under discussion part also, you need to actually cite others. So when you have a collective place systematically, we can organize them, that would be better. So Mendeley requires a one complete session. I have conducted many sessions and given certificates to all the participants, but today we are not going into Mendeley thing. My favorite tool, because after this I will be going to my web browser. Fine, Jabref, to be very honest, I tried this. This is open source software, not my favorite, because I didn't find it very user friendly. Actually, think that it is a bit the learning curve is not steep here. The learning curve is not steep, and the things which can be achieved easily, why to make them complicated? As simple as that. You may try. I may be wrong, and you may try. But having said this, this being one of the very popular open source software, fine, and people use it, no doubt about it. Now I'm coming to, I will discuss two tools and I will give you the hands-on demo also. And when suppose we are in a situation where we are sitting in a library, or suppose anywhere, and we are having a printed book in our hand, and I have downloaded this app also. So we are reading through a paper, a book chapter, for example, and this is a book only, and we are actually arriving at a paragraph, and we are saying, oh, this thing is good, this stuff is good, and I need to like use it in my work, my research. So what you can do is you can click photograph of it, very good. You can go for a photocopy in the nearest place possible. You can also actually jot it down in your diary or copy. That's been done. Then what about the citation? Citation site is a freemium product, premium, free plan, paid plan. It is available as a Chrome extension, but it's not my favorite tool. It is available as a web app, not my favorite tool. The mobile app. The mobile app is good because it worked. I have tried it many times and it is available. This is not, this is Android and iOS. So what it will do, it will actually, when you have a book, just turn around the book, you have got the barcode thing, and you activate the citation side, and your mobile camera will be converted to a barcode reader. It will read the barcode of your book at the last page, the cover page, book jacket, and it will prepare the citation bibliography or reference according to the style you have chosen. And again, if required, it will ask you to enter the page number, the very specific page number which you are reading, and you can just type it 3-6 or something like that, or 3 only, and then click the save button, and that's done. Because the moment you come to this thing, you can export it later on, or you can go to your web app like laptop or desktop, citation site, you log in, you retrieve all that. So that's very easy. So suppose you are moving or traveling or in a library where you don't carry your laptop always, and you are reading a book, and that could be a very handy stuff. So the only app part is good. You can use the Chrome extension and the web application also, but I will be using it for Android. So this is saying installed because I have installed it, and this is the bar. It will read the barcode thing, and this image I think clarifies everything, and you can try that. Fine. Fine. So coming to online citation makers, this is my favorite, one of the favorite. Two tools I am using, and these two both are my favorite. I can't say which one is better because they complement and supplement each other. And I would also recommend them to use both of them. So first one is MyBib. There is no freemium plan. In fact, there is no premium plan, no paid plan. It's completely free, and it's ad free, cost free. It is intelligent. It is intuitive. The interface, the UI is neat and clean, gives you good UX, user experience. and you can create citations, reference list, and in-text citation also, and reference list entry also. It will give you parenthetical citation in case you want to convert it to like your this thing, your narrative citation. Just you have to pick out that surname and take it outside the bracket and then do that. Fine. So it has integration with many other apps. I will show you, and you can download the Word file also. You can upload the, for example, you have already created some citations. .bib file is there. You can upload it. You can create a folder like project, it says, and you can share the project or folder with the other persons, so that if both of you are working on the same topic, if you are creating references and that person is also creating references, there is no duplication, and the this work is like effortless, becomes effortless. And also you can create a subfolder under a folder just by dragging the folder to a bit right of the parent folder. So, and you can actually change the citation style. For example, you have a list of, say, for example, 100 references. There's a button for select all. You can select all, and then you go to the citation style. Choose to change from APA 7 to APA 6. It works. If you change from APA 7 to MLA or Chicago, whatever it is, it works. So, on a click of a button, so it may be requirement of journals. For suppose you are submitting a manuscript to journal A, which asks for AP7, and submitting a journal which is for MLA or Chicago. So it works. Fine. So the registration is free and you can log 100% free, given the premium features. Fine. Second tool, which is underrated because of maybe not aware, is WebGuru. Here it says no sign-in required, but if you want to preserve your citation and works, so you should log in. One thing is there, signing up my web requires you may have any email ID, right? Your official university email ID also, the domain of university. But in WebGuru, there are two, three ways means some of them are through social media, but one is through Gmail. So kind of you need to give authorization for the first time, or you can create a new Gmail ID the way I have created for especially dedicated to WebGuru, and then I can use it. Why we should use both? Because at times, if for some reason, if you find that there's some error or mistake, some omission is there in my WebGuru comes to help, and if there is something which is missing in WebGuru, you can rely upon MyWeb. So it works. So I am right from this slide. There are more slides, but I think I should be going to online and demonstration part. And I'm going to drag this to bottom, and I am going here. So this is your okay. This is your MyWeb interface. I have logged in. I can log out also. I can log out from here, and that thing can be done. Okay, let me refresh it. Yeah, I am connected. I am connected. I have 43 projects you can see, and these are all, and many of them are shared. For example, it is shared, and many more are there, kind of shared and shared and shared. Fine. So I'm going to test folder again. This is test folder, and I have only one, and I can actually click it here and click it, and actually I can, yeah, I can actually make some changes if I want. If I don't want, it looks fine, and I can go to the website also. So if you have curated any bibliography or references in your MyWeb platform, at any point in time, you can actually go to the original source file, and then you have the three dots here, and there are so many things you can do. All this copy in-text citation, color you can make, and move to project. You can change duplicate project and all that. So this thing is possible, but possible you can delete it and you can cut it, and all these things are possible here. Fine. And what else you can do, because if I want to share my project, I can share my project, and sharing is on. I need to give the email ID of just a I hope I'm back and my audio and video are visible to you. So you can enter your invite your email also. You can share the link also. Fine. So 2, 3, 4%, whatever required. Now suppose I want to, for example, I want to add some citations. So I may go to website, book, journal, video, and I have so many. For example, thesis, conference, and all that are there. Fine. So we can choose. And this thing, yeah. Fine. So you can choose anything. For that matter, I am going to say, for example, book. I can write the book title or I can write the ISBN. For example, suppose say, for example, if I go to some place and I'm just searching it right now and saying resume your journey, ISBN search, and I was like AI education. I typed AI education. Okay, I'm not a robot. I'm typing AI, so it is saying confirm that you are a human. So suppose I copy this ISBN 13 thing, I copy it and I go here and I paste my thing, this thing, and I search, and here we go. This was the books. Perhaps I click it and I can just a moment. This is screen. Okay, so I can save it. So save. I think I missed something or not. No. That's so. Say for example, if I go here again and if I want to add this book and copy it, and I can add citation book and I can just paste it and I can search it, and this is the book. And if I want to make some additions, I can do that. And yes. So here I can select all also like this. This okay, and I can delete it and I can download my references also. Download my references. Say for example, if I click here, so I have the option of copy paste, Word, Google Drive, email, print, Zotero, Mendeley. Is there something important? Okay. So I can also do copy and paste. For example, say I click on copy and paste and click to copy, and I go to my word processor and I can paste it here. So you see the indent part. Okay, this was also not required. This is also not required because it is saying references. Okay, I can just okay, I can do that. So the indent part has also been done. The indent part, it is automatically doing the indentation. Yeah, for example. So I go back here and cross it. I can download it also and do all sort of things. Okay, fine. I can change the citation style from here. I can choose so many styles. Popular ones are there. So IEEE, Harvard, and Harvard, all that. Fine. This is one part of it, and I may deselect them. Okay, I can deselect. Similarly, I can add this journal thing also. For journal, article title or DOI. So you can do that. You can even go for manual things you want if you want to. Then we have YouTube, newsletter, a newspaper, blog, conference, and database. Database is different from website. More will give you database also, database article. So in database, in case of database article, it will actually mention the name of the database. For example, EBSCO host. It will also mention name of database. Now, left hand side, I can start a new project by clicking on this plus sign. Very good. If I click on this question mark, it will give me the some tutorial sort of thing. The toggle key. If I click it again, okay, this goes right. And same thing if I go to BibGuru, this is BibGuru, and if I type the ISBN, Control V, sorry, this was not the ISBN, copy. Here, if you, as you type, as you paste, it will be able to find the book. This is again very fast. And here also you can create new project. This is one project, my paper I have created. I can actually delete it and rename and color all that thing, and I can create a new project also, right? So I can move it also, new project also, right? So here perhaps the sharing option is not there, but all other options are there. You can actually use it in a variety of ways. You can choose the citation style guide, find and plus more, new source, all that. Articles, websites. This is again one part of it, and suppose this is one fine they are working, and Suppose I am into, say, Google Scholar, and I have searched for, say, for example, so title search is also there. Suppose I go for this thing. Suppose I have this much of the title. Let me try my luck, and I go here, add and book and title, and I will make a search. So yeah, this book is there. Very fast. Yes, it does. What it's saying? Publisher. Okay, if I have the publisher, I can also give the year of this author. I need to click here and find publisher is Routledge. I copy it. Okay, I go here, and yes, it does. So publisher name. See how intuitive it is, and you are done. This thing saved. So by title also, if it is able to. So similarly, okay, now. So similarly, this thing, your article title also, it is going to work. You may ask me then what was the reason of knowing the rules, because it helps. It helps, I tell you, because sometimes if it is wrong. So this is Google Scholar, and suppose it's not a good idea to copy an article title or DOI and paste it, because we can actually this thing you paste DOI or PMID. Here also I can add citations, click here, and I can put the DOI of title. But what if yeah, I have displayed on this screen the search results, search engine result page. So suppose this is something like magazine or something. I click new tab. What does it mean? Because if I go to the CHR Chrome extensions and Chrome Web Store, Chrome extensions, and if I on the extension I type my web, or is my web. So this is my web, and this is saying remove from Chrome because I have already installed it. Similarly, I can remove it, but right now I'm not removing it. Suppose I type web guru, and yes, web guru. So remove from Chrome because I have already installed it. And where it is, so let me show you where it is. It is here. This is my web, and this is the web guru. I have installed them, and I will show you how by installing. Right? So I'm not going to remove it because I am dependent upon them also. So suppose this was the article, and I'm wondering what is this, and I click here, and you see there are three this style from here. This is Chrome extension of Firefox, and Microsoft Edge might be supporting them. It says the source is credible. When I hover my mouse pointer over this point, it says click to copy, and copy it. And in text citation, I can also copy it. It also shows hovering, why it is not showing the blue color screen. Yes, it is there. And suppose I copy it, I can paste it on MS Word or anywhere else. Or if suppose I am in this thing here, this test folder. So in this test folder, suppose I go here again, and if I click on save to project, it will actually go to my test folder. Yes, it has come. This is the one. Similarly, if I click on WebGuru, I can also copy it from here, clipboard, it says, or I have a project as my paper, which you can see. This is my paper, and I can I can add to project. It will go to my project, or I can copy it if I want to copy it. If I want to use the word processor, then I can use it. Fine. It is indented, so it looks nice. So this way. Now you may ask me that why to, because sometimes, this is also my experience and observation, sometimes I have found that it was unable to detect author name, maybe sometimes. For example, let me go to the second one, and this is an HTML thing. Oh, this is a PDF one. Let us try the PDF one, or any book. Okay, let's do. This is again this we have done. I don't know. Yeah, it is working fine. You can copy. So you copy it, it has been copied. You can paste it anywhere. You can go to Word and paste it. So that is there. Fine. And suppose I go to this PDF thing. This is a PDF thing, and I intentionally click on BibGuru. Let us try, and it is there. So this is effortless, and I can click on MyBib also. So you have two things you can compare also. This is how it works, and your work, because you see, the main purpose of as an author, we are focusing on writing some study material or some conference proceeding or book chapter or journal article. So our effort should be focused toward the scholarly content. So the reference part, if some tool is there which can be helpful, so that is good. So this is how it works. There are two more tools. I think I used to use them, but no more required. Additionally, I can tell you this is ZBib from Zotero, and this is, and one was your cross-site DUI citation generator. It's called site cross-site. This is cross-site. This is Zotero Bib, and if you want to use, you can use it, but the moment I switched over to, I started using MyBib and BibGuru, there was no more requirement of this thing. So maybe at some point in time it may help you if you are getting some issue with MyBib or BibGuru. Exclusively for DUI citation formatter, you can go to this website of crosssite.org, and this could be your URL, citation.crosssite.org. Fine. And other is the zbib.org. So you can also paste a URL, ISBN. Let's do a fast check. Let's copy this thing. Okay, let me try. Okay, there is no option of login. So this is actually one thing which actually is a kind of deterrent, because I cannot preserve, I cannot curate my citations. And let me try this with you, along with you. It has created, I can edit it, I can, yeah, I can copy to the clipboard. Yes, I can copy the clipboard. But thing is that I cannot actually permanently, I cannot preserve it because there is no option of login here. As far as the web application is concerned, there is none. So I think I have completed giving my demonstration, and yeah, it can import also. Now, when it comes to import, suppose you have a backup. Backup means you have downloaded from MyBib. You want to reload it, you can do that. Or if you have any bibtex file or .ras file, this file, you can import also. So it has got option for downloading. It has got option for importing also. Both the options are available, and you can create as many folders or projects as you want. You can share them, and you can do that. See, the citations which was created many years back, if something is missing, it will ask you. You can actually go to the URL if it is available, and then you can actually correct it. That is also there. So if any field is missing, it will highlight and it will give you an opportunity. You might have saved it, say for example, few years back, no problem at all. You may have saved it few years back, but it will give you opportunity to reach to the original source. You can visit there, go there, and you can find, look for the missing detail. You can just copy it and you can edit it, paste it here. So that way. So this is permanent kind of thing wherein all your references categorized and classified according to some topic in the form of folders can be systematically organized and preserved. So that is from my side, and okay, how to maximize this thing. Okay, fine, it's working. So here we are, and I'm going to stop share, and I'm back. Manoj ji, I'm done. And
Yeah,
if
yeah. Okay, sir. Okay.
any query, because see queries आपकी शायद ना भी हो, क्योंकि अगर आप कुछ practical part है जिसमें कि there is demonstration involved, it looks easy, but it looks easy when you see on the screen. But once you do yourself, अगर आप practice करेंगे तो आपको शायद confidence आ जाएगा और आपको easy लगने लगेगा. तो वैसे भी आपको कोई अगर क्वेरी है तो आप कर सकते हैं, कुछ अगर शेयर करना है, आपको अगर कोई टूल पता है तो आप मुझे बताइए, मैं उसको भी ट्राई करूंगा, बिकॉज ऐसा भी हो सकता है जो कि बहुत अच्छा टूल हो और इसमें सारे फीचर हों, ऐसा कुछ अगर आप आर गोइंग टू शेयर विद मी, तो आई विल आल्सो बी बेनिफिटेड. So that's it from my side.
Yeah, Professor Rupak. Professor Rupak, I am
Yes, sir.
audible.
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Okay. Actually, some in my screen now, I am doing some work. My screen little bit hang.
No issues, sir. No issues, sir. No issues.
That's why. So thank you so much, Professor Rupak. And down some queries are there, question and answer box. If you click, you will find out some question. I am not able to open from my.
Okay. What is the basic difference between Indian secularism and French secularism? No, this is not my question. How much referencing is too much referencing in research paper? Anonymous attendee. No, I will not answer if someone is anonymous. If by name someone is there, I would like to answer. I would not entertain any anonymous attendee. So you can change your name, ask your question again. You should mention your name if you are participating in official this thing. You should mention your name. Why not? Let me answer your question. There is no such guideline that how much referencing is too much referencing. It depends upon the. It depends upon the. I got you, sir. It depends upon the content you are dealing with, how much literature is available, and the relevance of the content, the portion you are referring to. So those portions, those part of the piece of literature which you are using, even if you are not mentioning it explicitly, but you are using in some way, you are borrowing some idea, you can give reference. I have not actually faced a situation where the publisher has asked me that, oh, you have given too much citation, too many citation, too many references. This is not the case. It cannot be quantified. It depends upon the need and the amount of content you are actually consulting and utilizing in your work, incorporating in your work. So that answers the first query. Second query is that, is there any limitation to how many direct quotations we can use in research papers? I think there is no fixed criteria, but believe me, you should restrict to one or two, not more than that. Because paraphrasing is a well-established phenomenon and paraphrasing can be done very easily. If you want to know any tool for paraphrasing, that too I can show you. Just a moment, I can show you. I can go to my browser and I need to minimize this. Okay, this tool is called Quillbot, and this is free version. You can use up to 700 characters or 1000 characters. But again, paraphrasing has certain criteria. You should be able to paraphrase. You should be able to paraphrase yourself. If you want to take some help of AI, that is artificial intelligence, you can take help of this. Left hand side, your text goes. Right hand side, it will do paraphrasing, and you can redo it. You can perform multiple iterations of getting paraphrasing. So verbatim quotation, it should not be like n number of times. And if I go to the next question, the same question, how much? Okay, now Tanushree has added her name. Tanushree, come on, Nacho. मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि there is no such criteria. I have seen papers published in elsewhere where every line, half a line has some in-text citation. So sometimes you feel like what the person himself or herself done. She or he has actually taken work from other person and given the in-text citation. Fair enough, because your actual part of research is not the literature review, not the introduction. Your real part is the data you have, how you have analyzed it, and how you are representing your results, and how you are deriving implications and inferences from your results in the form of discussion. That part is very important. So quantifying not a big deal. And let me take that. Okay, I think I have attended all the questions. If any more question you can ask. All the questions which are appearing on the screen, I have answered. So Tanushree can type and ask her, can write that.
Tanushree is there. Sorry. Is there is any limit to how many direct quotations we can use?
There is no such hard and fast rule, but it should be restricted to 1 or 2 only.
Oh.
Paraphrasing should be preferred to direct quotations. You can do paraphrasing 3 times, 4 times, 10 times, 15 times. Paraphrasing is allowed, but direct quotation, some publishers don't like it. So direct quotation minimum.
Okay. So in this way, we are reaching to the end, and thank you so much, Professor Rupak Chakravarty. With me, Professor Bhatandu Singh is there. He is a co-coordinator of this FIP program, and professor in the Commerce department, and basically from Banaras, you also link with BHU. So I just want to inform, sir is also alumni of BHU, and so that's why I want to introduce in that way also. So thank you so much, Professor Rupak, for very informative and detailed, full of the informations about the citation and the reference, and many queries are there. Sometimes all we confuse